I love hearing all these Arkansas voices. It's so good to come down from Connecticut and land in some warm sunshine and hear these voices. One time I was giving a talk at a conference at West Coast University, and there was little seminars all day. And coffees and stuff, and then I had to get up and give my presentation. Accent really came out. Afterward, the guy who was the University of Southern California professor said, "Oh wow, you really performed that accent." And I was like, I was performing all day long. This is my voice. And Martha McNair's voice is one of the dearest to me in the world. One of the things we did, even from the time when I was her student, is just talk about lines of poetry or sentences that we loved. It might be a beautiful line from E.E. Cummings' poem, and she would say, "Do you see what he's doing here?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah." Faking it until I could grasp it. But the best was this line from a story called "Sugar Among the Chickens" by Buddy Norman. And the story is spoken from the point of view of a young boy who's putting corn on his fishing pole and trying to catch chickens in the yard. But it's not working, he says. "They're tricky, a chicken." "They're tricky, a chicken." It's a great line of American literature. Thank you so much to the foundation for this great honor. I'm really appreciate it. I was surprised and a delight to receive that call. Thank you to my family down here for doing your best to raise me up right. Special shout out to my little 6-year-old boy, Van Smith, who's a first grader in public school now. Most of all, thanks to all of my teachers who taught me as I try to communicate to the high school students today. Not only did they try to prepare us to succeed, but they tried to teach us how to be free, how to get free, and how to care about other people's freedom. Even when it felt like they were disciplining us, even when it felt like they were telling us what to do, what they were giving us were the skills and the disciplines to watch over ourselves and to take control of ourselves, to be free, care for other people, care for their freedom. When I think about receiving an honor from the Fayetteville Public Schools Public Education Foundation, I really appreciate the Fayetteville part. It was a great place to grow up in the 1980s and 90s, although a very different town then than it was. And it's scrappier, I think, in some way. But I think that it's also become a place in the meantime where people can imagine more and bigger kinds of futures for themselves. And that's thanks to a lot of the contributions and gifts from people who are here tonight. I really appreciate the education piece. I come from a family of educators. My mother is a doctor of education from the University of Arkansas and was a public school teacher for a time. My father spent his career as a professor at the University of Arkansas. Carolyn Matson, Steve Smith. I have 2 sisters who are school teachers, one in Brooklyn, New York, and one in Jacksonville, Arkansas. And when I told my sister Macy that I was getting this honor, she said, "Oh, that's great, good for you. They don't think I'm a real teacher, so just sort of, politely congratulate me." But then she saw the announcement and she said, "You're going in with Coach Conroe?" legend. And all of a sudden she starts texting all her friends, and I'm just like the afterthought, oh yeah, my brother. I feel lucky to have gone to a public school where there just wasn't just one way to aspire. For those of us who felt like outsiders or felt lonely or felt like not nonconformists, there were worlds that we could find. For me, it had a lot to do with working on Connotations, a literary magazine, where I was the co-editor. And it had to do also with playing music with my friends and building skate ramps with my friends and stuff. I had this genius friend, Keith Jackson, who was in one of these photographs. He used to skip school all day. Not to go mess around, to go practice his saxophone until his lips were bleeding. That's how devoted he was. And one day I skipped school too to go play music with Keith. And the next day, vice principal called me in and said, Caleb, did you skip school yesterday? And I said, yes, I did. He said, all right, that's one detention. I mean, it was like no hard feelings. You know? So I think it was very important for me to feel like there were other places to aspire, other ways, other communities within this larger community. I really value that. But when I think about maybe why this honor matters so much to me in particular, I mean, it's because it's Fayetteville, it's because it's education, but I think maybe most of all, it's because it's public. Who is the public? It's everybody. Everybody. Not just the people you like, not just the people like you, not just the people you approve of. Everybody's the public. And these schools being for everybody, and this foundation supporting these schools matters so much. When I praise my teachers, I feel like almost a little falling short of what is right, because I think teachers sometimes get a lot of words of praise, and that's good. They also need real resources, real support. Respect for their knowledge about the subjects they teach, and for their knowledge about the craft of teaching itself. Let's listen to them if we want to know how their job should be done. For my part, I now teach at a private institution, Yale University, and probably teaching at Yale University is one reason why I have been asked to get to share this stage with my distinguished co-inductees tonight. And it's great. It has incredible resources for scholarship. It has enough security to care about the pursuit of useless and merely interesting knowledge. But it's private. But I also do teach in a public institution, and that's McDougall Walker Correctional Institution in Northern Connecticut. It's meaningful work, and I think that it means to me something like what a lot of my teachers felt about their work, and what a lot of you feel here tonight about the reasons you're supporting this good work of this foundation. But when I think about those two next to each other, very wealthy private institution for a few, a very well-funded public institution, incarcerating so many, I worry that that's the future of where things are going in our communities. That public goods to lift people up will become less and less, and that will require more and more public work to lock people up. And more people will fall to the extent that we think that what we can do publicly is not lift people up. We will end up doing those other things. In the time since I entered the public schools in 1984, this country built the largest and most expensive prison system in the history of the world, many times while taking money out of our embattled public education foundation. And those are the deepest reasons, along with my love for this community and my love for the vocation of education, that I'm so proud to stand here with you tonight, supporting a public institution lifts up the public, everybody. Thank you.